This
For that,
conference will now be recorded.
for that, I would like to use a tool called Sublime Text. So this is open source and it is available uh, on the Google. So if you can see Sublime Text, this is for basic learners. Okay, rather going forward, we can use Visual Code, but this is for a good learning for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so this is what I prefer for the freshers, especially. Okay, so Sublime Text is available over here. I just give you the URL over the chat window. You can copy and you can download this. It's a free open source. Then and then it will ask for the license, but you don't mind, you just keep on using it. Okay, so this is where I'll be starting. So once you open the Sublime Text, you can create a folder, and I will create a folder over here with a new folder I'll be creating with session underscore September. I just use this. I just select the folder and I'll be getting the structure like this. I think my screen is little. I just change my resolution so that you can see better. It is in 125 only. Okay, now I think you can see better about this. Okay, so here, so I have created a folder and I have opened that folder. So we are in this folder. Now this is a folder structure I'll be getting. So if you can create a new file using right click on it and create a new file, and this file, if you can save as HTML. HTML, we will be using the index.html. Why index? Means index is the base page. It is called it as a root page for any project. So there are global terminologies where the web browsers are following, which is the base page. The root page indication will be using index, default, these two keywords. So earlier we used to have in ASP.NET, JSP, all those things, they'll be using index, default.aspx, index.aspx, all those things. But coming to the HTML, index.html is the root page for any web project. Okay, so that is the reason I have used the index.html as a root page over here. So after saving this HTML, we'll be using HTML over here. So if you click on this, you'll be getting the structure of your HTML. So the basic structure of HTML, it will be starts with doc type. Doc type is nothing but document type. So which is like this document type is HTML. So everything is a document. So what we are doing in each document, we are writing some information. But to see the information in the browser, we will be using HTML language. So why HTML language? I just create another file called text file. Okay, so HTML. HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language. Why this language? Means if you see any browser, the pages are loading on the basis of HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol. So if you see any browser website, HTTP like this, so which is like, for example, any website. For example, I'm just taking my website.com. It will be like this. Either if it is a HTTPS, which is a secured way of your website hosting. So it is of two types, which is a HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so that will be like this, where it will be like it is in a secured path. It will be verified with the SSL certificates and other things. And HTTP is the basic website where users can deploy anywhere in that. So there are two types. So whatever the HTTP here, this is nothing but the protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. From this, where the information is fetching from where you have deployed in your server to your web browser. So this is the HTTP where you get the information, and through which this data is coming from this, not the data. We'll call it as information. So this information coming through this HTTP and appearing in the browser is nothing but the HTML. So the browser understandable language, which is where the information you are decoding, or we can say parsing. So HTML parses your, the browser parses your HTML and it will shows the information in the browser window. Okay, so coming to this browser window, what is browser window and all? So this is a HTML document, and the document, it is only the one tag over here. It indicates from HTML5 onwards. So this is from the HTML5 standard onwards. We'll be having this doc type. So it was standardized document type from HTML5. Before that, it will be like doc type, transition type kind of thing, and DTD, data transition type, decode type, it will be there. So where it will be having other extensions and all. But from the HTML5 version onwards, this was normalized to doc type HTML, and it is the standard one. So it indicates when you load this page in the browser understands that you are using HTML5 standard. Okay, so if your previous versions of doc type is different, so then the modern browsers will not be supporting your previous versions of the HTML. So the modern browsers, when we are into development, we need to have to use doc type HTML when we are building the latest web pages. Okay, so this is a mandatory, this one. So to have this proper structure, I just want you to use the Sublime text, where it will give you the proper structure with some good color coding indication. So if you are doing anything wrong over here, it will indicate something missing. If you can see, the title started with this, and the title was not properly, closed with the tag, and it indicates something like this is white color and this is red color kind of thing, so that you can see the differences over here and you can learn a better thing like this. So this is very basic tool. So rather than going with any edit plus, notepad plus plus and all, you can use this Sublime text for your learning. That's my suggestion. So each and every HTML will be using the HTML starting tag and ending tag. So what is tag over here? So HTML is the core element, so we'll be calling it as an element, and each element with this greater than and less than, less than and greater than, if you write anything, this will become a tag. And tag means it's a starting tag, and ending tag will be like this. Okay? So ends with this and ending tag. Okay, so this each and every tag will be like this: starting tag and ending tag. Some of the tags will be having, for example, input or something. Some tags can be closed like this. This is called as a self-closing tags, where starting and ending will be like this. So few elements will not have the ending tags. Few elements will be having the starting tags and ending tags. Okay, so this is called as a tag. So where this element resides inside your less than and greater than symbols, so it will be called it as a tag. So tags are of like starting tag and ending tag, so which is like it is marking up. So the HTML starts from here and ends here, and this HTML will be having a head and a body. So head from here, and it is starting from here and it is ending over here, and if you can see the indication, and body, it starts from here and end from here. Okay, and in the HTML the head part is called, so each and every HTML will be having head and body. Head will be called as a non-visual elements section, where we will be writing something but it will not be visible in your browser window, and body will consist visual elements where you can see in the browser. So let's check this. So which is like I'm just mentioning this title as a sample website, and this is a meta tag, and I will come back to this what is this used for and all. It's not a mandate one, but we can eliminate, we can remove this at this point of time. So I have a head, and head I'm including with the title, and the body, in the body I'll be writing something, body, and I'm saving this file, and I right click on it, this HTML file, and I'm opening in the browser. Now if you can see, I have opened in the browser, and now you can see whatever I have mentioned over here, the sample website. This is the title of your web page, and this is the content where I have written in the body. So the head part is not visible over in this white window. Only in the head part will contains the browser information. Only the title will be visible, and the fav icon over here, the globe icon, is visible over here, right? So this is called as a fav icon. We can also configure this fav icon. For example, if you can open any google.com, if you can see this G, whatever you are seeing over here, this is called as a fav icon, and this is the title. And if you are seeing over here, there is a lock over here, so this is called, so if you are seeing the URL now, it is HTTPS, okay, which is like a secured protocol. Okay, and coming back to our website, so here we are still using the file accessing system. So if you want to use it in a HTTPS or HTTP, we need to have to use a local server. that I'll come back to that. So how to configure the local server and all. So now the thing is like how this program is executing and how this program is coming up in the browser. So if I go to the browser and right click on it, there will be a inspect will be there for your Chrome browser, and other browsers will also like that, but always I'll prefer Chrome because it will be having good extensions and all. And this is called, this section what you are seeing over here, this is called the developer tools of your browser. So you can also get it from Windows help and developer options kind of thing. So if you can see, you can also go here and you can also get it from the developer options, so which is like more tools, and it will be having developer tools over here, so which is control shift plus I, or else if you can directly right click on it and inspect on the element and you can get it. Now if you can see the how the HTML parses your HTML page, the browser parses your HTML page. So here the doc type and the HTML, if you are selecting over here, there is a select element over here. If you can see, if you select on it and if you're selecting on it, and it will show you where it is and all. So if you can see in the head part, it is not reflecting anywhere in the browser window. And when it comes to the body, it will have whatever you have clicked on it. I mean, just mouse over on it, it will be showing you, and you will be getting a styles window over here, and it will show you the CSS structure over here. And CSS structure of everything, it will be displaying your content in a box model, where the box will be having a padding, border, a margin, and the content is in blue, padding is in green, border is in orange, I mean pale yellow, and margin is in orange. So it will be like this. So this is a just coloring terminology where the browser indicates over here, and from this window we are going to learn to write the CSS. Okay, so CSS we will be learning from this window. So I just make a note of it, so so that you can uh, we'll see how we can learn the CSS part from this window. Okay, so now coming back to our HTML, so which is like I have written something and it is computing something over here. And if you can see, the body will be having some style set, display block, margin kind of thing. And if you want to check, if you want to check anything else over here, so there will be a element dot style will be there. So I have already said in that window, the text, so this I have called it as an element. So HTML is an element, head is an element, body is an element. Now if you can come to here, so whatever I am selecting, so this will be coming it as element dot style. If you write something over here, if you apply any styling, for example I just want to apply some color to the text, so there are some default texts are there, so I just want to use the red. I click on it, and if you use this color over here, what it will be giving you, so it is going into your body and it is adding a property, so which is called as a style property, where the style equals to color red, and it will be including over here. Now your text color has been changed to red. So this I have applied in the browser, and if I select on it, it will be there. So if you click on the head, the element style will be different and the head display will be different. If you click on the body, it will give you the basic styles over here. So now we have seen that the style I have applied for this particular body is here, but when you refresh it, it will not give you that, because you are just trying to add some color over here and you are checking it is working fine with this developer tools. Okay, it is coming as expected, then you can copy this and you can make use of this particular style in your HTML code. You just copy from here and you just go here, and I'm just making use of this style over here. So I can remove those things. Okay. And I just saving it and I just refreshing it. Now you see this element will be having element style. If you select on it, whenever you refresh, it is not changing up because we have written some property inside your body. So we have used another terminology over here which is called as a property. I'll come back to this, what is property and all. So I have used some style, so I'll also make note of this. What is style and how do you compute and how do you write the styles over here? So here if you can see the head part and the body part and how I have used. So this body is called as a visual elements and visual element section where you can write the visual elements. So in generally the document will be having all the information where we'll be framing into paragraphs, headings, we'll be including. So I'm talking about general document, Word document. In the Word document, how you will be providing an information. So you'll be writing some paragraphs. You start with, headings. And if it is a main heading, you will be making bold and higher, I mean, with the higher weight of font and also you're writing a document and you will be looking at the justification or like how the content should be appeared in the document and all. So all this comes under this front end development. Front end means whatever you are seeing in the browser. So front end development refers to what the end user, which is commonly referred to as end user means the client or any user who are using your website, who are visible, who are accessing your website. So which is like this end user is the terminology we'll be using. So who are the target audience for your website? Okay. So front end refers to what the end user can see, and in the most basic forms front end development consists of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now we have seen this HTML part and the styles part, and if you want to do something, some action over here, if you want the user to interact with your website, so just like after clicking opening your website you want to enter something. For example, if you are having the Google, so if you want to use something over here, so I just want to type here and if I want to click on enter, so or else if you're clicking something, so this is nothing but a user interaction. So for that we will be using the JavaScript. And as a developer you'll find that is very easy for your front end, which is like website and web application, to become very complex and have a lot of moving parts over here. It makes solving problems much more difficult when you have to go through a maze of a code to find the issue. So always look at the what will be the issue and you will be like you will be resolving that. So most of the things you'll be doing like that only. So you just treat it as a problem and it will be like this. Okay. And the web structure is nothing but the ability to code using the HTML is essential for any web professional. So acquiring this skill should be starting point for anyone who is learning and how to create content for the web. And modern web design, it will consist of HTML, which is a structure of your entire information, how you are framing with, and CSS is is providing you the presentation, which is like adding colors, alignment, and how it look like, and where you have to show this and all. So this presentation, it will be taking care of your CSS. And the behavior of your application, so if you're clicking something and it is behaving something, behaving means it is changing something. Or if you want to click one link and it has to go to another page, and if you're typing something and if you're submitting your form, so how this your website is behaving, that behavior will be taken care by JavaScript. So in generally, like PHP or any other backend terminologies, backend technologies will be using, those will be taken care of your backend. And there is another thing called content management system, so where it will be taking care of all your content management, and it will be like SharePoint or any other portals. If you can see, there are making some content online and they'll be posting some contents online. So that we will discuss later. Those are all the enhancements of your basic web application or a website. Okay, now we are in the level of the website over here. And now you can see over here the HTML tag. So HTML tag, so the structure of a HTML document has been compared with that of a sandwich. If you can treat it as a sandwich has a two slices of bread, the HTML document has opening and closing HTML tags. So why I have given the example of a sandwich, or you can take it as a burger, means it is easy to remember. Like you need to have a start tag and end tag, and in the between whatever you are putting some content, so those content is that. So just like it is the bread, so which it doesn't have any flavor, but if you're adding something stuff inside, it'll give some flavor. So this starting tags and ending tags are like that. And the head of a HTML file contains all of the non-visual elements that help make the page work. So, and the body tag follows by the head tag, and all the visual structural elements are contained within the body tag, like headings, paragraphs, lists, quotes, images, links, videos, audios, and whatnot. All the things you can use inside your body tag. Okay, so I'll give you a brief, how to use this, and also just like I have given you, this is a simple structure of the HTML, and how it will be taken care. Now we jump into HTML basics. So what are the HTML basics? And we'll start with the body tag, which is called as a visual element section. So first we'll discuss with the visual element section. So by preparing of any document, what is the first thing you will be doing? So you're just making some heading over there. So what type of headings you'll be there, you'll be getting. So in the HTML, we'll be having six types of predefined headings, which is like H1 to H6. So these are the already pre inbuilt tags: H1, H2, H3, H4, and H5, and H6. So these are the inbuilt tags. So if you can see, I just use this something as a tag. So if I use this H1 and I just refresh it, it is appearing in a bigger one, which is like, if you can see, the style of H1 is having few pre-inbuilt styles. And if you can see the computing of it, and it is having a margin, and the content is appeared over here like this. So it is changing. So what is the style and all? And if you can see, this will be having a display block and font size. there is a margin and font weight. All these styles are defaultly applied over here. And if you want to check in the browser itself, if you want to see how much you can make use of this content, you can go to select the element, right click on it, and you can see edit as a HTML, and you can try editing here, and you can check that how it is behaving in the browser. If you can see, I have used a h2 and it is something smaller than that, and if you click on it, the h2 styles will be appearing, and margin, everything, it is appearing over here. Okay, but on the refresh it will go off. So you can check it over here, and you can come here and you can apply your styles like this. So if I use over here h2, and if you can see sub heading, so which is this sublime text is giving you everything, the indication, so that we can avoid few mistakes over here. So that is the reason I have opted you to get this sublime text. Okay, so now if you can see something, and the subheading, this will be like this. So there are four more. So I have shown you H1, H2, and there are four more like H3, H4, H5, H6, which is the basic inbuilt styling, and you can make use of it. Okay, and if you want to make use of one, there is a tag called HR. So as I'm saying that this is a self-closed or a single tag you can use. Okay, so but all the time, if you can use a closing tag, so it will be good. So if you can see, there is a horizontal row line is appeared over here, that is the HR. So if you can see, the HR will be having these styles. All the time you need to have to check with the styling, so that you can learn better from this. Okay, and this is what the HR line, and where I am in H1 HR, so I have given you this. So HR is the horizontal line, so it is taking care of your line. Okay, it creates a horizontal line. Use the HR tag. We can add some properties to it, so how much line you want it, and how much size you want it, and how it should be aligned and all. So we can see with the properties section. Okay, and now comes to like the comments. So if you don't want to show to this browser, so if you can see over here, there is a, so I'm just commenting it. So this commenting means you are using this, starting with this and ending with this. So this is called as a commenting tags. So sometimes it will be asking for to purchase, but you can cancel it and it will work fine. Now if I can refresh over here, I'll the browser will not able to parse this whatever the commenting. So if you can click on it, no matching selector for style, so just like that, it comments the code, which is like it will not display in the browser. So that is the use of the comments. And now comes to like, we have made the header, and you just have to write something over here within our page. So I just want to use something like this, which is the paragraph. So if you can see P, I have used the P, and it was coming like this. So this is a simple paragraph, and where I can write something about my website here. Okay, so if I go to the refresh, it will give you this one. So why it is also coming in red? Because we have mentioned that the body style of color, it should be red. So we will remove that. So why to use the red color for entire website? So if you want, we can apply for each and every individual elements. So I just refresh it. Now it comes to the default style, which is black. And if you want to have this element style for this, you can apply the style. So now I just write some simple paragraph, and the paragraph will be having similar styling. So just like if you can see the paragraph, it will comes like this, and if you can see, this is the indication. So where it will be coming, the text is coming in a string mode. So strings will be inside the double quotes or a single quotes, and numbers will not be appear in quotes. So this is the terminology what we can follow. So here the paragraph element is the one. The paragraph, it will gives you the content. I mean, you can write the content over here, and you can put it over here. So just like if you are preparing a document in the web pages, so it will be giving you to create the paragraph. So we simply use the p element with its opening and closing tags. And if you want to have any break in between, so just like if you want to break the sentence from here, okay, so I just go to here. Okay, I'm just duplicating this. So I just want a break from this sample from here. Okay, so in the same paragraph you can use, so from here I just want to use the to break the code. So BR is the one where you can break the code and you can start from the new line. So just like it breaks over here when we insert the BR tag or element, we can say this will gives you the new line and it will start from here. So this is what the single line break code, I mean uh, break tag, we can say BR is the break tag, single line break, we can say. It can be like whatever the single tags, all those single tags, we can use it like this, so that it will close over here, so we cannot get any more issue further. So just like the tag will be closed and it will not give you any error, but it will compile like the same thing. So whatever you have used it, that is for the coding, your developer's perspective, so it should be closed kind of thing. So if you parse that, also the browser parses with the like this only. So if you can see, the closing line is not appearing over here, it is still getting the BR tag like this. Okay, so this is how we'll be making use of the single line break, and it will be showing your content like this. And now comes to like text formatting. So we'll be having the paragraph, and if you want to make use of some bolder text or big text or italic text or small text, strong text, and subscriber text and superscripted text, inserted text, deleted text, these are of different types of formatting elements are there. So try to make use of this formatting of the element. So I'm just giving you this for your purpose. So just like h1 paragraph is p, and hr horizontal line, and br for single line break. And now comes to like formatting of elements. So formatting elements is like we'll be having b for bolder, and big big for bigger text, and italic, I for italic, and small for small text, and strong for strong text, sub for subscriber text, and sup for superscripted text, ins for inserted text, del for deleted text. I'll show you like how it will be and all. So I can show you the strong. So here I just want to use for this strong, and I just want to use a simple paragraph. inside this strong, and this I'll use sub. See, it is automatically closing. Okay, I'll show you over here. So if you can see, automatically closing, and I will use superscript. It will not make sense over here, but I just want to show you how the superscripted and subscript will work. In the mathematical formulas, we'll be using the super and the sub, right? So I just use. So if you can see, the simple paragraph is stronged. I mean, it came in a strong is one, and if you can see over here, the strong is having the font weight is bold, and if you can see the where is superscripted, which is like vertical align sub and font size is smaller. So if you can see, it is coming down to here, just like a subscript, like x2 kind of thing. This is kind of a x square, this is kind of a x2, so which is like the subscripted format and superscripted format. And you can try with other elements as well, so where it will be having, you know big B and I for italic, and inserted text, deleted text, everything will be having like this. So these are all the formatting elements, and formatting elements, which is like it will give you all those things, uh, and we will be having a couple of more so that you can also see about it. And so you can use some styles, and also you can apply, but we'll go into the um, this particular styling and all later, so that you can start with this. So normally HTML documents are made up of HTML elements, and an HTML element is written using a start tag and end tag and with the content in between. And HTML documents consist of nested HTML elements, and which is like, if you can see over here, the body will be having the paragraph element, and the paragraph will be having some other elements, so like that, like we'll be having. So some elements are quite small, since you can't put contents within a break tag, and you can't have a don't have a opening and closing breaking tag, so it's a separate single element, so we'll be using for HR and BR. So now comes to the understanding of the elements. So as we have seen, the HTML document are made up of HTML elements, and an HTML element is written using the starting tag and ending tag with the content in between. So that is what we are using over here. So now comes to like attributes. So this is one category where the elements is there, right? So now comes to like attributes. What is an attribute? Attributes provide additional information about an element or a tag while also modifying them. So which is like, most attributes have a value, that value modifies the attribute. So comes to here, so I just want to add something to something. So h1, I just want to use something like edit as a HTML. I just use something like align equals to center is the one I just want to use. If you can see, it aligned to center, which is like adding this attribute, it was appeared. And if you can see this, if you can see over here, attributes style, which is I have applied, is text align equals to center. So if I can copy the same thing, and if I use in the same h1 element, so where I have tried in the browser and now I'm using it inside my h1 element, and if I save it and if I open it, and it is coming like this, which is something is coming, and it is coming in a center. So this is a sample example of how you will be using an attribute to an element. So attributes provide additional information about an element or a tag, so while also modifying them. So attribute can be, we can use it for the measurements. For example, I just want to use this HR. So there is a HR, right? So I just want to use this HR to have something like width equals to 50 pixel, okay, and also align equals to center. I just use these attributes for HR. So now if you can see, refresh, this becomes 50 pixel, and if you can see the HR, it becomes a 50 pixel, and margin left auto, right auto, it was happened over there where I have a assigned align equals to center, and it was appeared like this. And these styles, it was coming into HR of attributes style. So just like it is indicating, these are attributes over here. Okay, hope you got the clarity on attributes. Attributes is nothing but the additional information of an element. So here the align attribute is used to specify how the text is aligned, and we will be using the width and width over here to give you the specify the size of it. And we can also specify the size, I mean width, which is in pixels or in the percentages or in EMs, anything is fine. So if you are mentioning the percentage over here, so it will come to your the browser, it will calculate the width of your browser, and it will give you the 50% of your browser, this one. So if you remove the align equals to center, you can know that this will start from here and it will ends from the center, ends with the center. So which is like it is absolutely taking care of your 50% of your width of your page. So this is how we'll be writing the attributes over here. So this is the attributes type. And coming to other things, like we will discuss more about other uh, things in the next session. So attributes is like adding the additional information, which is altering that also. So it is like, so we will have the images and links, sorry, not links, lists. We can also check with the links also. And we will have tables, and then we will talk about type of elements. This is my next session agenda. So let me know if you are okay with this particular speed. So if you want go little faster, because HTML, if you are everyone are aware of, like I'm okay with it. Or else if you want to go in detail with this kind of, this is very basic thing, just so those who are very new to the HTML, for those I'm targeting these kind of slow paced, I'm giving everything. So you have to pick up the speed like this. So yes, this is the initial session, you need to have to take care of how you have to start with. So once you start with, and once you know all those things, you can uh, do a better thing like this. So just like, let me know this, would you like to continue with the same speed, or can I go a little faster than this, as this is a HTML. So just like if you are able to uh, get, if you are already knowing it, so I can go a little faster. So any doubts or any questions? So few people are very new to the HTML. Any doubts or any questions, please clarify now. So I'll be open up for your questions now. You can unmute your mics and you can talk to me, or else you can post your question over the chat window. I can see that and I can address your question. Any questions? No questions. Okay,
Krishna,
okay.
this H1 and H2, these headings, and can we use the big tags instead of headings like H1 and H2, or is there like a specific purpose for headings H1 and H2? Like as a
This,
simple text with a big, and what makes the difference to it?
yes, yes. If you can see over here, H1 is a block level element. So just like if you can see the
Mhm.
display block. Okay. So next discussion will be that if you can see over here, I have
Yep,
mentioned types of elements. So
yep,
just like it will comes into that category as when I discuss this.
okay,
So it is like the heading is a block level element. It starts from the new line and it will take some space. But whereas if you can come to the strong is one kind of this one, and it will come in this only. So it will not take a new line kind of thing. For that you need to have to take a break or something like that, and you need to have to start it from
yep,
another new line. So that is the difference. You can use the elements wherever you want, but
yep,
there is some already predefined tags will help you. Like if you want to define a heading, you can use the H tags, H1 to H6.
yep,
So that is the indication.
yep, thanks.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Okay, no problem. So we'll go with a little faster also once the a few of the people are very new. So once they get up, so I'll go a little faster from the next session. Okay. So those who are from the non-IT background, so you just have to respond over here. So if it is okay with it and you are able to understand, and please, I just want everyone to communicate with me or the chat window. If you are not able to, talk to me, you can unmute, like you can unmute your mics, or else if you can uh, post it over the chat window so that I can address your question. But don't like be silent, don't be silent in the sessions, because you're paying for it and you need to have to talk and you need to have to learn and you need to have to know the things in a better way. So nothing is wrong. If you are typing something, it will be you know grammatical mistakes or something like that. We don't bother about it, only we are talking about the technology or learning. And if you have any questions, please come to us. So that is what I'm looking at. So any questions from anyone? No questions? So if you don't have any questions, like I want everyone to type over the chat window. So if you don't have any questions, so I can see only three, four, five responses, but I need to have to get a lot more. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a few more. Which platform use it to build dynamic websites? Platform, you're talking about the tool which I have shown you. So the tool is Sublime Text. I have already posted the link over the chat window. You can see that. You can download that. It's a free one. And later for our web, I mean for dynamic website. So you're talking about dynamic website means which is having some forms and some scripting. It will be there. So for that we'll be using Visual Studio Code. Okay. Okay, like most of the people said no questions, so we will continue the session in the same timings in the next section, and please be on time. So, and these recordings will be shared. And after the HTML, we will be sharing you the regular sheet. And there will be regular sheet will be provided based on the topics we have discussed, and there will be a activity will be there, so which is like activity is nothing but an assignment, so you need to have to do that assignment and you need to have to submit back into our drives. So you need to have to send a mail or you need to have to push it to your drives. Okay, so that is what we need to have to do from the next session. Okay, then see you in the next session. So if you have any questions, uh, you can talk to me, or else you can drop off and you just start with the basic things of what I have discussed today. Okay, thank you each and everyone. So hope you understood my session. Thank you.